Welcome the world of coin collecting. Sometimes an unassuming coin can hold a story worth millions. The 1988 Jefferson nickel from the United States is one such piece that has intrigued collectors and historians alike. Though its face value is merely 5 cents, the mystery and legend surrounding certain editions of the 1988 Jefferson nickel have sparked curiosity, deep research, and tales of immense value, even reaching an astounding speculative worth of $88 million in certain narratives. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple in American currency since 1938, named after the third President of the United States, Thomas Jefferson. Its reverse originally featured Jefferson's iconic Monticello home. This design persisted for decades, gaining small updates over the years but holding strong in its symbolism and style. By 1988, the Jefferson nickel was a well-known, commonly used coin, and no one at the time could have imagined that certain versions of that year's nickel would, over time, become highly sought after and associated with staggering figures in the world of rare currency. The 1988 Jefferson nickel was minted in large quantities at multiple mints across the country. Coins were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with the respective mint marks P and D identifying them. Generally, coins from this year were considered ordinary. Billions were circulated, used in daily transactions, tucked away in drawers, lost in couch cushions, and jingled in the pockets of millions of Americans. What could possibly make such an ordinary coin so extraordinary? The story begins with anomalies. Over the years, numismatists, those who study and collect coins, started identifying variations in the 1988 Jefferson nickel. These weren't just minor scratches or post-mint damage. Some coins exhibited rare die errors, off-center strikes, double die features, and even possible experimental metal compositions. Coins with clear, dramatic mint errors are often more valuable due to their rarity and the accidental nature of their creation. Some of the 1988 nickels found were determined to have extremely low mintage errors, perhaps test strikes that were never meant for public circulation. One specific tale that emerged among collectors involved a 1988 Jefferson nickel that appeared to have been struck on a planchet intended for another coin, possibly a foreign denomination or a different composition. This caused a frenzy in the niche but passionate coin collecting community. Forums lit up with debates, high-definition photos were shared, and slowly, a mythos began to form. Could this humble coin really be worth more than anyone imagined? In the auction world, coins with such peculiarities have fetched impressive prices. Though no verified 1988 Jefferson nickel has sold for $88 million, the legend continues due to the potential value placed on extremely rare and unique finds. A coin's value is determined by several factors: rarity, demand, historical significance, and condition. The 1988 Jefferson nickel, in mint condition with rare errors or special characteristics, ticks several of those boxes. Over time, stories began circulating of collectors offering hundreds of thousands, even millions, for the right version of the 1988 nickel. Adding to the allure of this coin is the broader historical context of the 1980s in America. The decade was marked by economic change, cultural evolution, and significant technological advances. Holding a coin from 1988 in your hand is like holding a tiny piece of that history. Coins have always been more than currency, they're symbols of the eras that produced them. They reflect the technology, values, and artistry of their time. The 1988 Jefferson nickel, though simple in appearance, represents a bridge between classic mid-century coinage and the modern coin designs that began to take shape in the following decades. Some of the most prized examples of this coin were those found in uncirculated rolls or proof sets, untouched by time and human handling. Pristine condition alone can drive a coin's value significantly higher. But when a coin is also paired with unique features or an unexplainable anomaly, its worth can skyrocket. In online marketplaces, rare 1988 nickels have occasionally appeared with asking prices in the hundreds of thousands, often linked to whispered stories of collectors who were on a quest to complete the perfect Jefferson series. A particularly compelling legend within the numismatic community is that of a single 1988 Jefferson nickel once presented at a private auction. According to the story, the coin was in near-perfect condition and bore an extraordinary error, a double die reverse with a striking misalignment that created a ghost-like appearance around Monticello. The coin, according to whispers, was bid up aggressively by a small group of elite collectors. While records of this auction are scarce and possibly exaggerated over time, the tale contributes to the coin's mythical status. The number that sticks in many minds is the final, rumored bid $88 million. True or not, the story has helped cement the 1988 Jefferson nickel in the upper echelons of American coin lore. Beyond its economic implications, the story of the 1988 Jefferson nickel also speaks to the passion and depth of the coin collecting world. For many, the thrill isn't in the money, but in the discovery. Scouring rolls of coins from banks, attending conventions, hunting estate sales, or simply checking your spare change becomes a journey. The 1988 nickel reminds collectors that even in the most mundane places, treasures might be hiding. The Jefferson nickel series has always held a steady place in American coinage, but in recent years it has gained renewed attention due to stories like this. Social media and video platforms have given numismatics a broader audience than ever before. Videos claiming massive valuations on certain coins, including the famed $88 million 1988 nickel, have gone viral, sparking both interest and skepticism. These viral moments, while not always grounded in verified sales data, amplify the mystique of rare coins and bring new enthusiasts into the fold. It's important to approach such claims with a critical eye. Most 1988 Jefferson nickels are worth their face value or slightly more if in excellent condition. But the potential for hidden gems remains. That's what keeps collectors searching, dreaming, and investing time and energy into this fascinating hobby. A real $88 million valuation would require extraordinary circumstances, a one-of-a-kind error, unparalleled historical importance, or perhaps a provenance tied to a major event or figure in American history. The coin market is dynamic, influenced by trends, collector demand, and economic conditions. What might be dismissed today as common pocket change could, under the right conditions, become tomorrow's headline-making auction item. This speculative nature adds excitement to the hobby and helps coins like the 1988 Jefferson nickel gain legendary status. Coin collecting, at its heart, is about connection, to history, to craftsmanship, to the past and future. Every coin has a story. The 1988 Jefferson nickel's story is still being written. Whether it ever truly reaches a real sale price of $88 million or not, the myth has made it unforgettable. It's a reminder to look more closely at the ordinary and to never underestimate what might be hiding in your change. JAR.SO. The next time you receive a nickel in your change, flip it over and look at the date. If you find a 1988 Jefferson nickel, take a closer look. Examine the details. Look for doubling, unusual colors, off-center strikes, or anything that seems out of place. It might just be another ordinary coin, or it could be a gateway to history and fortune. This is the magic of coin collecting. And if you've enjoyed the journey through the story of this remarkable coin, take a moment to like the video, share it with other coin lovers, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. There are countless stories like this waiting to be told, and we're just getting started. Stay curious, keep searching, and who knows? Maybe your next find will be the one that rewrites history. Next, the vast world of coin collecting. There are countless hidden treasures waiting to be discovered, and some of them may be hiding in plain sight, perhaps even in your own pocket. One such coin that has recently captured the attention of collectors, numismatists, and enthusiasts around the globe is the 2015 Jefferson nickel, a seemingly ordinary 5-cent piece that has developed a reputation not just for its design and minting quality but for an extraordinary claim that its value has soared far beyond its modest face. While the actual face value of the coin is only 5 cents, rumors and tales within the collector community have placed its worth at an astonishing $15 million. This valuation, though controversial, has sparked endless debates, intrigue, and interest in what has become a legendary figure in modern American coinage. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, has been a mainstay of American currency for generations. Named after Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence, the nickel was designed to honor his legacy. Over the decades, the design has gone through several iterations, but the core symbolism, Jefferson's image and his home at Monticello, has remained a fixture of the coin's identity. The 2015 edition of the Jefferson nickel follows in this proud tradition, featuring a bold image of Jefferson facing forward, a design that was first introduced in 2006 as part of an update to the series. But what makes the 2015 Jefferson nickel so different, so special, and so valuable in the eyes of some? It isn't just the design or the metal content, as these nickels are made from the same copper-nickel composition that has been standard for decades. Rather, it is a combination of rarity, rumors, and perhaps an element of mystery that has driven its value up in the speculative world of rare coins. There are stories circulating among collectors that a limited number of 2015 Jefferson nickels were struck with unusual errors, off-center strikes, double dies, and other minting anomalies that significantly elevate a coin's worth in numismatic circles. Coins with these features can fetch thousands or even millions of dollars, depending on their condition and the market's demand. The idea that a coin with a face value of just 5 cents could be worth $15 million might sound implausible at first, but history offers many precedents where rare coins have fetched enormous sums at auction. The 1933 Double Eagle, for example, was sold for over $18 million. The 1794 Flowing Hair Silver Dollar brought in more than $10 million. These examples prove that rarity, combined with historical significance and collector demand, can propel even the humblest of coins into the stratosphere of valuation. What's unique about the 2015 Jefferson nickel is that it bridges the gap between modern minting technology and historical reverence. It exists in a time when coin collecting is no longer just a hobby for retirees or historians but a dynamic field that attracts young investors, technology-savvy buyers, and international collectors looking to diversify their portfolios. The increasing use of digital marketplaces and online auction sites has made it easier than ever for such coins to reach a global audience, and with it, their value has the potential to skyrocket. The 2015 Jefferson nickel has become symbolic of a broader phenomenon: the rise of modern numismatics. Unlike older coins which gained value through the passage of time, wear, and historical attrition, modern coins like the 2015 Jefferson nickel gain traction due to their anomalies, low mintage runs, and the stories that build around them. It's not uncommon for stories of someone discovering a rare coin in their change jar or under the cushions of a couch to go viral, causing a ripple effect in the market and dramatically influencing coin prices. The 2015 Jefferson nickel has also been at the center of such stories. Some claim to have found this coin in near-perfect condition, graded by leading institutions such as PCGS or NGC as MS-70 or PR-70, designations that indicate a flawless strike and pristine preservation. Coins graded at this level are exceedingly rare, and when coupled with any unique minting error, they can be worth hundreds of thousands if not millions of dollars. There are anecdotal reports of collectors refusing multi-million-dollar offers for their 2015 nickels due to the belief that the value will continue to rise, fueled by its growing legend. It's important to understand the role of coin grading and professional authentication in determining the value of a coin like the 2015 Jefferson nickel. Without certification from a reputable grading service, claims of value can often be inflated or based on misinformation. However, certified coins with documented errors or unusually high quality can command premium prices at auction. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, and others have sold modern coins for shocking amounts, and the 2015 nickel is fast becoming a favorite among buyers looking for the next big thing. Beyond the marketplace and grading reports, the 2015 Jefferson nickel has found a place in popular culture and online communities. Collectors share images, videos, and personal stories of finding or acquiring these coins on platforms like Reddit, YouTube, and Instagram. Some content creators have devoted entire channels to tracking the history, variance, and estimated values of the coin. It has become a kind of folklore within the hobby, and this notoriety only serves to fuel its perceived worth. Whether or not it will ever consistently sell for $15 million remains to be seen, but the buzz and speculation surrounding it are real and growing. Interestingly, the value placed on the 2015 Jefferson nickel might also be influenced by economic and social factors. In times of financial uncertainty or inflation, people tend to turn to tangible assets, gold, silver, real estate, and rare collectibles, as a hedge against market volatility. Coins, especially those with a story and a traceable provenance, can offer both a physical and historical link to the past that appeals to collectors and investors alike. The rise in demand for precious metals and collectibles in recent years has further elevated the profile of unique coins like the 2015 nickel. Some collectors have speculated that a small run of 2015 nickels were minted using dies that were not intended for circulation, possibly part of an experimental strike or a proof batch that was mistakenly released. These theories have not been confirmed by the U.S. Mint, but the lack of official denial has left room for theories and excitement. The possibility of owning a coin that is not just rare but also possibly unique makes it the crown jewel of many collections. There's also the emotional aspect of coin collecting. The thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the pride of ownership play significant roles in how collectors value their finds. For someone who finds a rare 2015 Jefferson nickel in loose change or a forgotten coin roll, the experience can be life-changing. Stories abound of people whose lives were transformed after discovering rare coins, stories that capture the imagination and inspire others to start looking more closely at the change in their pockets. Moreover, educational institutions and museums have shown interest in modern rare coins, adding them to exhibitions about contemporary American history. The 2015 Jefferson nickel, with its ties to a founding father and its mysterious rise in value, offers a compelling narrative for educational and cultural institutions aiming to connect younger generations with the past through tangible artifacts. As the legend of the 2015 Jefferson nickel continues to grow, collectors are reminded that history is still being written. Every year, new coins are minted, and while most will circulate unnoticed, a few will rise to prominence due to rarity, error, or sheer collector demand. The lesson here is that value can sometimes lie hidden in the most unexpected places, and what appears to be an ordinary object may, in fact, be an extraordinary treasure. In the case of the 2015 Jefferson nickel, the buzz has reached a fever pitch. Whether or not it truly fetches $15 million in private sales or auctions, the coin has undeniably cemented its place in the annals of numismatic folklore. Collectors, historians, and even casual observers are watching closely to see how the story unfolds, and many are taking the time to sift through their coin jars, wallets, and old collections in hopes of finding one of their OWN.SO. The next time you receive change at the grocery store, take a closer look at the coins. You might just be holding a piece of history, a 2015 Jefferson nickel that some believe could be worth $15 million. As always, if you enjoy discovering hidden treasures and learning more about the rich stories behind everyday items, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. You never know, your next great find could be just a nickel away. Next, 1989, a seemingly ordinary coin rolled off the production lines of the United States Mint, destined to become one of the most talked about pieces in modern numismatic history. The Jefferson nickel from this year, bearing the stoic profile of the third U.S. President Thomas Jefferson, was just another part of everyday commerce at the time. Millions of them were minted, jostling for attention among spare change and slipping quietly into pockets and purses across the nation. No one could have predicted that among these millions lay a version of the coin whose value would eventually be whispered in the same breath as treasure and fortune. Today, that same 1989 Jefferson nickel, under very particular conditions, has stunned collectors and enthusiasts alike with a reported face value myth of $89 million, a symbolic representation of its legendary status and the immense interest it has gathered over the years. To understand how such a seemingly humble coin could rise to such mythic prominence, one must first delve into the deeper layers of its story. The Jefferson nickel series began in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it continued to evolve through decades of American history. By 1989, the design had remained largely the same for over half a century, showcasing Jefferson on the obverse and his estate, Monticello, on the reverse. It wasn't necessarily a rare coin in a traditional sense. In fact, over 600 million nickels were minted that year. But as in many great treasure stories, not all was as it seemed. While the majority of the 1989 Jefferson nickels served their purpose without fanfare, a handful of them exhibited anomalies so unique that they captured the full attention of expert collectors. These were not just coins, they were numismatic enigmas, coins with minting errors, striking irregularities, and incredibly well-preserved surfaces that defied time itself. Some bore doubling on the inscriptions, others had off-center strikes or were struck on the wrong metal planchet. These anomalies, once verified and authenticated by grading authorities, transformed a 5-cent piece into a golden ticket of sorts, fetching thousands, and in legendary cases, even millions. At auctions, the buzz surrounding these rare nickels continued to grow, with stories circulating about private sales, secretive collectors, and transactions that rivaled art auctions. Among the community of coin enthusiasts, the 1989 Jefferson nickel became more than just a collector's item, it became a symbol of numismatic serendipity. Owning one was akin to owning a piece of monetary folklore. As tales of a single nickel fetching exorbitant prices emerged, the public imagination took hold. Suddenly, people across the nation were digging through old jars, rummaging through drawers, and examining their spare change with renewed curiosity and hope. But how did the narrative of an $89 million face value come into play? Was this based in monetary reality or born from the powerful pull of myth? The answer lies in the nature of symbolic value versus literal valuation. While number 1989 Jefferson nickel has officially sold for $89 million in legal tender, the legend persists as a way to express the coin's unparalleled status in numismatic lore. It's a figure that reflects not just the market price, but the cultural weight, the fascination, the stories passed from collector to collector. It's an allegory for what can happen when rarity meets history, when the mundane transforms into the extraordinary. This transformation was fueled further by the rise of digital media. As collectors began sharing their findings online, uploading close-up videos of odd mint marks and glossy finishes, interest in Jefferson nickels skyrocketed. YouTube channels, social media pages, and auction sites became breeding grounds for excitement and speculation. Viewers began subscribing to daily coin-checking updates, hoping to learn how to identify these gems. Videos racked up millions of views, and suddenly, everyone wanted to be a part of the hunt. The 1989 nickel had entered the modern zeitgeist, no longer just a coin, but a movement. Numismatic experts were called in to authenticate these high-value specimens. Using high-powered microscopes and years of experience, they evaluated die characteristics, metal compositions, and the sharpness of the strike. The highest-graded examples of the 1989 Jefferson nickel, those receiving mint state 67 or higher, became instant legends. Their surfaces were flawless, untouched by circulation, with dazzling luster and perfect centering. These examples weren't just lucky finds, they were time capsules of minting precision, preserved against all odds. Meanwhile, stories continued to surface of ordinary individuals who had stumbled upon these high-grade coins without even knowing it. Some had inherited old collections from relatives, while others had the good fortune of never spending their childhood savings stored in coin albums. In these rare cases, what once sat forgotten in a dusty drawer became a passport to life-changing fortune. Whether these stories are always verifiable or exaggerated through word of mouth, they only serve to reinforce the mystique of the 1989 nickel. While the majority of these coins are only worth their face value, it is the exceptional few that fuel the dreams of collectors worldwide. For some, it's not even about the potential wealth. It's about the thrill of the chase, the connection to history, and the satisfaction of holding something uniquely rare. Collecting is, after all, an act of storytelling, a way to preserve moments in time and attribute meaning to what others overlook. There's also the historical backdrop to consider. In 1989, the world was witnessing dramatic change. The Cold War was drawing to a close. The Berlin Wall would fall by year's end. In America, George H.W. Bush had just taken office, and economic optimism was on the rise. Against this backdrop, the nickel, an object of trade, commerce, and everyday life, carried silent witness to a changing world. Decades later, its story would be rewritten not by governments or economies, but by collectors and dreamers. Today, if you're holding a 1989 Jefferson nickel, it might be worth more than you think. Not necessarily in monetary terms, but in the sense that it connects you to a broader cultural moment. It represents a blend of history, luck, and the relentless curiosity that drives human beings to look closer at the world around them. Perhaps it's not so much about whether the coin is truly worth $89 million, but rather that its story is an enduring tale of value hidden in plain sight. As with many collectibles, the key lies in the details. Coins with full steps on Monticello, sharp strike quality, and unusual errors are especially sought after. For this reason, grading by certified agencies such as PCGS or NGC is critical. The grading not only verifies the coin's authenticity and condition but also determines its market value. Coins graded MS-67 or higher are particularly rare for this issue and can command thousands of dollars depending on the buyer and the market at the time. Auction houses have played a key role in driving up interest and visibility for these coins. Stories of unexpected bidding wars and record-breaking sales have become part of the legend. While it's true that not every coin brings in a fortune, even modestly priced nickels can spark excitement, especially among newer collectors. The emotional and historical resonance of the 1989 issue ensures its continued place in numismatic lore. All this attention has created a ripple effect in the wider world of coin collecting. Interest in other Jefferson nickel dates has grown, and people are starting to pay closer attention to change in their pockets. The 1989 coin has reminded the world that value can be hidden in plain sight and that history has a habit of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone curious about coins, the 1989 Jefferson nickel offers an entry point into a fascinating world. It teaches that patience, observation, and a bit of luck can sometimes lead to something incredible. It's not just a coin, it's a journey, a story, a piece of the past made permanent in metal. Before you toss aside that old change, consider this: one of the most valuable coins in numismatic folklore may already be in your possession. The next time you sort through your collection or open that dusty coin jar from your childhood, take a closer look. You never know when a piece of American history, and a potential fortune, might be staring back at you. And if you enjoyed this story and want to dive even deeper into the world of rare coins, history, and treasure hunting, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. There's so much more history hiding in your hands, and we're just getting started.